And the final method we're going to discuss today, method number 3 for growing indoors, is these nice self-watering planter boxes. The ones I have in front of me, I bought at Lowe's Hardware. They were sold under the Patio Pickers brand. It's a 12 by 20 box, 10 inches deep. You got about 8 inches of growing space in there, maybe 7 or 8 inches. They're now marketed at Lowe's under the Core Group brand. Sold at the Home Depot under the City Pickers brand. Really affordable. I think right now you can get this 12 by 20 box at Lowe's for $20 or something like that. And you get a larger box, a 20 by 24 that's 11 inches deep for $30. Start out with, you've got your box. We've already told you the dimensions. It's made out of a nice UV resistant resin. You can use it indoors and outdoors. This is the first year we've tried growing outdoors. Did pretty good. Had some spare pepper starts left over, some bell peppers. Planted them out there. 2 little plants in this box. They grew about 24-30 inches tall, produced fruit, so we really don't have nothing to complain about. But what makes these so interesting is this little contraption here. It's a little false bottom, and you can see it's got these wicking chambers. These wicking chambers go to the bottom. You do have to put this in the right way. There's a spot for this hole to keep that tube from being clogged up. But you just simply set that in the bottom. You take your tube, put it in the hole, fill it with your medium, about an inch from the top. Fill it with water, plant your seeds, you're good to go. One of the things I do recommend, if you notice, under this box, I have a 10 by 20 tray. We use the Bootstrap Farmer extra strength trays, 2.5 inches deep. And that's because if you'll look real closely toward about a little bit lower than middle ways down, you'll see that there is a hole, and that is a overflow. I hope I got that on camera. I covered my face. But what happens is if you put too much water in this, it'll kill the plants. So the guys who created this and other boxes like this were smart enough to put you an overflow so it drains the excess water out. And when you're growing indoors, until you learn how much these things can hold, you're going to make a mess. And sometimes you're just going to have those accidents. What we've learned is this particular box holds about 3 liters of water. And I normally fill up some Ocean Spray cran grape bottles that we use. We drink a lot of that stuff. And it is perfect. One 3-liter bottle fills this thing with enough water to last me all week with our green onions and our chives. As we've discussed earlier, with the lettuce, and it depends on how much you grow, typically we have to water at least twice a week because lettuce really loves water. But I can't say enough good about these boxes. We've got 5 of them, and 2 of them are in use right now. And we've got a 3rd one prepared for the lettuce we've just started. I'm not going to go through the trouble of filling this with soil and all that stuff. But guys, this is what you get in the box. Plus, you get a little fabric cover that stretches over the top. It's got a place for your tube. And that's supposed to be for a weed barrier if you're using it outside. I don't use that. If we're going to grow outside, we've already got mulch. We're just going to mulch it. So I can't tell you how durable those things are or how well they work. But these little boxes, for the money, they're a great investment. You do have to have the space for these. The racks that we use are adjustable, so we could accommodate for them when we've got 3 sets of racks. So we've got plenty of room to grow, to start our seeds and to grow plants indoors. But I really, really recommend these boxes, especially if you've got room. And I'll tell you, one of the smart things to do, the racks that we use are about 12 inches wide. But if you've got the space for some racks that are, say, 20 inches wide, you can fit a lot of these in there long ways, and you can grow you a lot of food. And I'm going to tell you, growing in these little containers will surprise you about how much food you can grow. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now. I'm going to get me some of those red Solo cups. And I'm just going to start stacking them in here comfortable. I'm not going to put them in here all crazy. And what I'll do is I'll take a picture with my cell phone camera just to show you how many we can get. So that is, if you wanted to, you could grow you 11 leaf lettuce plants. I don't know if I would do that. If I was going to do that, I would strongly recommend that you keep a fan on it. And I definitely recommend that you do regular harvest. So the reason we like these is because for the money, they're great value. Just in the time that I save having to spend watering, if I was to grow everything in those solo cups or everything in those full pans, I'd be watering a lot. With these guys, once a week, twice at the most, it's just a great time saver. A great little product. Can't recommend them enough. And we've even grown baby carrots in these. I think they were called short and sweet. They get about 3 inches long. Plenty of soil depth for that. That was just a fun little experiment for the children. I can't really remember how many we grew in here. Probably 20 if I had to guess, maybe 2 dozen. But it was a great little thing to do with the grandbabies. And I'm telling you now, if you've got small children or grandchildren, getting them involved when they're little really is a blessing. We have such a good time with our children and grandchildren. Our children are pretty much grown now. Our youngest is 16, oldest is 26, and now we're starting to enjoy the grandbabies, and we keep things like this around just for them. In fact, I've got 2 in the house right now that is probably going to be upset with our pawpaw when they found out what he was out here in the building doing. So I've saved them 1 whole box for themselves and went ahead and got them some mix started. So we're going to have a good time here in just a little bit. These little boxes, these self-watering planters, have become my preferred method of growing in my indoor office garden. And I've enjoyed the experience so much that we started building our own custom, larger self-watering pots out in the garden. We grew some determinate style tomatoes, did well. Got several strawberries in some containers right now, did well. And we even grew some zinnias outside the back steps, also did well. And I plan on adding more of those larger custom jobs next year.